Hello everybody, welcome, thank you for joining me here today. My name's Kate, lovely to have you practice with me today. For this class we're going to move through a bit of a gentle neck opener, neck release, shoulder release. Grab your mat. I've got some extra blankets and a cushion here. We're going to start seated. Making sure you've got everything around you that you might want to be extra cosy and comfortable, and then we'll meet in a comfortable seat to begin. So you could have your legs crossed, you could have the legs out in front. If you've got a bolster or a pillow, you could be kneeling on it. We're going to find that bit of length in the spine and let the eyelids slowly start to soften, maybe the eyes close. And just dropping into your breath, into your body in this space here. And giving yourself that little bit of time to arrive in your practice to your mat. How is the body feeling? Maybe noticing what's going on in the headspace. Maybe it feels quite busy. Maybe there's a lot of mind chatter. Just slowly letting the body settle, letting the breath settle, and coming to the natural rhythm of your breathing. Letting the shoulders roll back and down away from the ears. Nice. Maybe seeing, is there any intention or anything that you're working with at the moment? It could be a word, perhaps something that you want to cultivate more of in your life for yourself. And as this is a slightly more restorative practice this evening, that word might be something that resonates with that, maybe ease, maybe being patient with yourself, compassion for yourself, present with yourself. And it could be any other word, anything that comes to mind. And we'll imagine letting that intention settle on the space of the heart. And repeating that intention 3 times to yourself. And then we'll bring the palms together to touch at heart center, and then rubbing the hands together, so creating some good heat between the palms. And then placing both hands over the heart, and then turning that intention, that word, into an I am statement. And repeating it 3 times to yourself. Nice. And then we'll release the hands down towards the knees, and then letting the chin drop down to the chest, so letting the head hang nice and heavy, letting the shoulders drop back away from the ears, maybe quite actively drawing the shoulders back and down. Letting gravity do the work. And then we'll gently roll the head from side to side. So that movement could be as big or as small as you'd like. kind of pendulum motion with the head and neck. Noticing what parts of that movement feel a little tighter. Maybe noticing what feels loose. Nice. And then letting the head come to stillness slowly. And then we'll gently lift the gaze. And then taking the gaze all the way up to the ceiling, so opening up into your throat. And letting the head come back as far as feels comfortable, making sure the shoulders aren't riding up to the ears. And then we'll let the chin drop back down to the chest again. Inhaling, gaze up towards the ceiling, opening up into the throat. Exhaling to release chin to chest. Inhaling to lift the gaze. Exhaling to release. Inhaling to lift and opening up. Taking that once more, exhaling to release. Inhaling to take the gaze all the way up to the ceiling. And then we'll exhale, chin to chest. Nice. And then beginning that rocking motion with the head again. And then maybe this time you bring the head all the way around in this big circle in one direction. If that feels okay for the neck. Maybe finding your breath again. Feeling the weight of the head. And all the different parts of this movement. Nice. And then bringing the chin back down to the chest, letting the head hang heavy. And then we'll take that circle back in the other direction. A gentle spiraling out the head and neck. Nice, and then bringing your chin back down to your chest. Letting the head hang heavy. And we'll take the gaze back up to centre, lengthening through the spine, and then taking your gaze over your right shoulder, feeling that stretch down the left side of the neck. Maybe gazing all the way around past that right shoulder, stretching out your eyeballs. And then coming back to centre and taking your gaze over the other shoulder, all the way around over that left shoulder. Breathe in here. Bringing the head back to centre. We'll interlace the hands and taking the hands to the back of the head. Cradling the head. You can give the back of the head a little bit of a massage out with the thumbs, can feel quite nice, all down the back of the neck and into the base of the skull. Lovely, and then we'll cradle the head with the hands and then just letting the head drop back, opening up into the elbows, getting that little opening into the chest. And then as you exhale, we'll let the chin drop down to the chest, drawing the elbows in towards each other. Inhaling to open up. Exhaling, elbows together. Inhaling to open. Exhaling in. Inhaling to open. And exhaling in. Nice. Once more like that. Inhaling, opening out nice and wide. Exhaling in. Lovely. Inhaling to open. This time we'll spread the arms nice and wide, maybe bringing the hands a little bit further back behind the shoulders, gaze can go up. And as you exhale, we'll sweep the hands across the body, so giving the shoulders a big squeeze, and maybe walking the fingertips towards each other, so you're kind of trying to grab a hold of the shoulder blades almost, so you get that bit of a massage out of the back of the body. Chin can drop down to the chest, maybe that rounding into the upper back. And then inhaling, let's open the arms nice and wide. Exhaling, sweeping the hands across the body, giving yourself a lovely big squeeze, taking the opposite arm on top. Inhaling to open up. Exhaling to hug the body in. Inhaling the arms nice and wide, big breath in. Exhaling to sweep the hands across the body. Nice. Opening the arms up nice and wide, and then taking the hands up towards the ceiling, reaching the hands up. And then we're going to bring right hand down to left knee, taking left hand behind, lengthening through the spine, and then we'll twist with your exhalation, and then maybe bringing your gaze all the way around over that left shoulder. Inhaling to find that length in the spine, exhaling, maybe you twist a little deeper. And then inhaling, let's sweep the hands all the way up again, reaching up, and then exhaling to the other side, so that left hand to right knee, right hand comes behind, finding that length in the spine, exhaling to twist, and then bringing your gaze all the way around over that right shoulder again, if it feels okay on the neck. Nice, inhaling to come back through to centre, sweeping the hands up, bringing the palms together to touch, exhaling, hands down to heart centre, coming back to your intention here. Maybe repeating that intention to yourself a few more times. Nice, and then we'll release the hands down to the ground. We're going to, to your legs rather, we'll drop the chin down to the chest again, drawing the shoulders away from the ears, and then we'll roll the right ear over to the right shoulder. So you feel this opening all down the left side. And then we can take your right hand to the top of the head, so you might just brush the top of that right ear and just gently resting that hand on the head. So we don't want to be pulling on the head too hard, letting the weight of the arm do most of the work. And then if you want to, you could walk your left hand out to the side, finding a nice sweet spot, somewhere you can pause to stretch into here. Maybe lifting the hand and having a little play around with the positioning of the arm. Reaching the fingertips away from you. Nice. And then we'll release that left hand. We'll bring the right hand down to the right cheek. And then pressing the head back up to centre, nice and gently, maybe just taking a moment, letting the head reset. And then we'll drop the chin back down to the chest again, and then taking it over to the other side, so that left ear can find the left shoulder or dropping down somewhere near. And we'll bring that left hand up to the side of the head, so feeling that opening all down that right side. You can bring that right arm out to the side. Finding a stretch here, maybe playing around with the position of the arm. Breathing, coming back to your breath, the rhythm of your breath. Nice, and then we'll release that right hand, that left cheek can come down, left hand can come down to the cheek, and then pressing the head back up to centre, releasing the arms, maybe having a little roll out through the shoulders, any movement that might feel good. Lovely, and then we're going to come over to a tabletop. So, having your hands underneath your shoulders, I might just keep this blanket here. Knees underneath the hips. So So we're just going to let the chest drop down to the ground, so a bit like a cat-cow, but more getting into the shoulder blades, maybe lifting the gaze a little, and then as you exhale, really getting hollow into the upper back, so pressing the floor away, bringing chin to chest maybe a little, and then inhaling just to let the chest drop down, and then exhaling to press the floor away. So really trying to get into the back of the body, into the shoulders. Take that a couple more times. Nice. And then pressing the floor away, rounding through the back of the body, chin to chest, tucking your tailbone under, breathing here. And then with your next inhale, we'll let the whole belly drop down, and then lifting the heart forwards, lifting the gaze up. And then we'll exhale, chin to chest, tucking tailbone under, inhaling, belly drops, lifting chest, lifting gaze, so coming into more of a traditional cat-cow. And taking one more round. And then coming back to your neutral spine. Nice, we'll keep left hand to the ground. We're going to take right hand up to our right ear, so opening up, so lifting that elbow up towards the ceiling, kind of imagining twisting from mid-spine. Opening up into the chest, opening up into the shoulder, inhaling, exhaling. We'll just bring elbow to elbow, and then inhaling to open up. Exhaling to twist. Trying to keep the hips as still as possible, so that kind of movement's coming from the back of the body, from the spine. Inhaling to open, exhaling to twist. Nice, and this time we'll lift that elbow up to the ceiling, and then lifting the fingertips all the way up to the ceiling, opening up. Maybe your gaze goes up towards that right thumb. And then we're going to thread that arm through. So we'll come down to rest on the right shoulder. So that left hand can stay underneath left shoulder. You could walk it out in front of you. You could send it to the sky, opening up. Maybe dropping that left hand towards the lower back. But maybe reaching around and grabbing a hold of your right thigh. Breathing here. Softening down. Finding that twist if you've taken the bind, and pressing the back of the right hand into the ground. Nice. And then we'll release. So bringing that left hand back underneath left shoulder, pressing down, peeling right hand all the way up to the sky. Exhaling to release. And we'll take it over to the other side. So right ear, right fingertips to right ear, lifting that elbow up to the ceiling, opening up, inhaling, and then exhaling, elbow to elbow. Inhaling to open up. Exhaling. Inhaling to open. Exhaling in. One more time. Inhaling to open. Exhaling, elbow to elbow. And then we'll open up, lifting that elbow up, lifting that hand up, maybe gaze towards the right fingertips. And then threading that arm through, so coming down to rest, on the left arm this time, won't we? Resting on that left shoulder. I'll just flip around, so I'm doing the right arm. Right hand underneath the right shoulder. Maybe walking that right arm out in front. Maybe sending it to the sky. Maybe finding that bind. Pressing the back of the left hand into the ground. Breathing here. And then we'll release, so bringing that right hand back underneath right shoulder, inhaling to lift that left hand all the way back up to the ceiling, exhaling to release, coming back to your cat-cow, and maybe just finding a few more movements here, dropping belly, moving through the spine in whatever way feels good. And then we'll bring the knees together to touch. We're going to come back into a toe stretch. So you could use your hand to spread the toes a little wider apart, coming back to sit on the heels. So getting that toe stretch. If that's not comfortable, you could just come down to sit on the heels, or you could lift yourself up off your heels at any point. And we'll just roll out through the shoulders a few times. And then interlacing the hands. Inhaling to press the hands all the way up to the ceiling. Exhaling, sweeping the hands back behind you, interlacing, fingers opening up into the chest. Exhaling to release, taking that twice more, inhaling to press the hands up. Exhaling to release. Inhaling to open up into the chest. Exhaling to release. Once more, inhaling up. Exhaling to release back. Inhaling to open up into the chest. Exhaling, let's release, releasing the toes, coming off the toes, giving them a nice tap. And then we'll come back to sit on the heels and then just stretching out the tops of the feet so the knees might lift a little way away from the ground. Nice, and then dropping the knees back down, and we'll come into a child's pose. We can keep the knees together. We'll drop the forehead down to the ground, bringing the arms down by the side, so letting the shoulders soften, the palms can face up, and just taking a moment to pause. Nice, and then bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, pressing yourself back up to a tabletop. We'll tuck the toes, lifting the knees, sending the hips high, coming into a downward facing dog for a few moments, just giving the legs a nice stretch out. Lovely, and then we'll drop back down onto our knees. So you can either come back into that toe stretch that we just did, or you could just come to sit on your heels, or you could come to sit on a cushion, or kneeling over a bolster if you've got one. And we're going to bring the arms out in front, so we're going to come into an eagle bind. So we'll bring our right arm underneath the left, and you could either bring the backs of the hands together to touch, the palms together to touch, or you could wrap your arms around your shoulders, so giving yourself a nice big hug. And then we'll lift the elbows up to about chin height, and then letting the chin drop down to the chest. Taking a few rounds of breath here. Breathing into the back of the body. Really nice. One more nice big round of breath here. Exhaling to sigh out of the mouth. And then release, unraveling the shoulders, lifting up off the feet if you need to for a moment, releasing the toes. And then we'll take that over to the other side, so arms can come out in front, left arm underneath right this time, finding that bind, so back to the hands, palms, or wrapping your arms around the shoulders, elbows up to chin height, letting chin drop down to chest, feeling that broadening, that opening across the back of the body, breathing here, settling down into the body. Nice, one more nice big breath in, nice big sigh out, releasing the shoulders, releasing the feet, giving the toes a good tap. Nice, and then coming back to sit on the heels, stretching out the tops of the feet again. Nice, and then we'll release, bringing the legs out in front, giving the legs a little shake from side to side. And then we'll just here. Stretch out the feet, so flexing the feet, so drawing the toes towards the knees, and then we'll point the toes, so really stretching out the tops of the feet, and then pressing the heels away, and pointing, just taking that a few times, releasing the feet, and then turning through the ankles in one direction. So nice big circles out through the feet. Lovely, and then back in the other direction. Nice, and then releasing. And we'll come down to our backs. We'll be grabbing any extra layers and coming into our resting posture, into our Shavasana. Arms can come down by the side, maybe resting the hands somewhere on the body, letting the body soften down to the ground, feeling that nice sense of release. Softening all of the muscles in the face, softening into the shoulders, coming back to that natural rhythm of your breath. And coming back to your intention here. As you start to take your awareness inwards, coming back to that space of the heart. And repeating your intention 3 more times to yourself. And seeing this intention as a gift that you could give yourself, and also a gift you can receive from yourself. And as you settle your body back down to the ground here, letting that intention move throughout the whole of the body, filling your body up to all of your edges. Bringing your awareness back to your heart center, bringing your awareness to your belly, bringing your awareness to the back of your body, to the back of the heart, down the spine, the muscles either side of the spine, awareness to the sides of the body. Awareness to your head, your neck, your shoulders, bringing that softening to that area. You're noticing any extra space you might have created here. Awareness down the arms, softening shoulders, down all the way to the hands, the palms, the fingertips. Awareness down the legs, the knees, the ankles, tops of the feet, toes, and the soles of your feet. Letting your body be soft and still, heavy and held, filled with your intention. And then, as always, if you'd like to, you could pause the video here, staying here in this space for as long as you'd like. Otherwise, we'll start to bring our senses back into the room, into the body, maybe finding a slightly deeper breath in and some movement through the hands and the feet. And then we'll bring the hands up towards the face, and maybe just giving the head a bit of a massage, maybe through the temple into the jaw, the hands to the back of the neck and the shoulders, And then we'll bring the arms all the way up overhead, nice full body stretch. And then drawing your knees up towards your chest, so giving them a squeeze in. And then we'll drop the knees to one side. And you can keep your eyes closed still. We'll make our way up to a comfortable seat to finish the class. Letting the spine lengthen. And we'll just roll the shoulders back and down a few times. Noticing if there's any difference now from at the start. And finding that length in the spine, and we'll bring both hands to the heart. And once more resting your attention, your focus upon your intention, and repeating it 3 more times to yourself. And coming back to your breath, the rhythm of your heart, and then we'll let the head bow down in gratitude to this practice. And we'll finish there. Thank you, everybody. Very lovely to practice with you today, wherever you are. I hope you rest well. Please drink lots of water, and I hope to see you in a video very soon. Thank you very much. Bye.